4.4. Like what? Hey everybody, it's Rob here. We have just figured out a new snapshot mechanic here on the Barbarian, resulting in some crazy damage multipliers and even stronger Hodor buffs. You can essentially snapshot some legendary nodes into Abattoir of Zir, gaining you another, like on the Barb, I think it's about 30% damage. So what we are snapshotting here is the Blood Rage generic multiplier. So you can see here, like normally your bonus is like about, I don't know, like somewhere between 60 and 80%, depending on how much berserking damage you have on your gear. And what people started doing now, and a big shout out here to Cody and Sniff for telling me. I'm also going to have the link in the description. They figured this out, they shared this with us, and apparently people in China also didn't really use this yet, but they will definitely use it now because it is a pretty big damage deal. And you see, like I already have like 1 million unbuffed damage here with certain setups here, and this is already with the snapshots. So what you are doing basically is you want to have berserking on all of your gear on your switch. So you basically, before you join the Abattoir of Zir here, you just, like, for example, you unequip your grandfather and you equip a sword that has damage while berserking. And what this will achieve here is it's gonna increase the potency, the damage bonus here. Now you see now it's 91%. Without it, it's just 80% basically. So this one gives you like a 10% damage increase already. So you can do this with your helm as well, for example, because Shaco doesn't have any berserk damage. You can do this with your ring, and you can also do it with other classes. We'll get to that in a bit. It's probably possible on Rogue, on Druid, and everybody basically that has multipliers in the Paragon board. So like, let me just show you here how it looks without the snapshot. So let's say this is the Abattoir of Zir here. Like right now we're using the training ground. So what you'll just watch is my, let me actually remove this. So you just watch my sheet. Like, so now it's 715, right? This is without any snapshots. This is me just going in the run, and it won't change at all. Like, it's still gonna be 715, and this is with pretty generic, like 81% multiplier. So what we would do now is we do a snapshot. Like before you open the Abattoir of Zir, I'm changing to my convention. This one is not perfect right now, but I'll get into more detail here. So we're switching our helm, two-hander weapons, our ring. So because your Furor doesn't have any berserking, and you're switching your Doombringer. So you get a bunch more berserking. And now, remember, we had 715k damage before. Now we have 107 bonus here. So we gained about 20-25% damage. And now we go in the run. And remember, we had 715, right? And I'm just going to switch back to exactly the gear that I had before, because now I'm snapshotting this 107. So now we're switching back, and it's very easy to check here with your gem colors. So everything green is go in setup and everything red is play setup. And now you notice I went from 715 to 815 attack power because the 107 multiplier that I had here got snapshotted. So I essentially gained 3 damage, and now I can just play normally, basically. And this is what the Sorcs do to an extreme. They are playing even with multiple key passives in the highest clears. But yeah, this is definitely, depending on your gear, gonna bump your damage by another like 15, 20, even 25%, depending on how much gear you have. And what you can also do now is you can get rid of, I haven't done this yet, but you can get rid of your berserking rolls because you don't need them for the multiplier anymore. So you could get in something like a crit damage here. Like, for example, here on my weapon here, notice this one has berserking, all stat, main stat, and overpower. And you could get one like this that has, you know, crit damage instead of berserking damage, because the crit damage is multiplied by your grandfather again. So you actually get 60 additive, and here you only get like 20 additive, because berserking is double dipping. Not only does it give you the multiplier, but it also gives you the normal damage while berserking. So yeah, this one gets completely insane. Like I can basically get rid of this berserking roll, I can get rid of this berserking roll, take overpower here. Here I would take crit damage or close damage. Here I would take crit damage or close damage. I could roll this, I just haven't done it yet because we just figured it out. And yeah, like this, you basically increase your damage like crazy. And you can easily tell if it worked, right? By, let's say if I unequip this now, let's say I unspec it. You notice I have 815 and we had 715 before. So now I unspec it. and I respec it, and this will break the snapshot, and now I'm back to 715. So again, go out, because now we have it spec'd again. So this is like you do this before ABBA 12 Zir. You just have this gear, all your berserking gear. Like now we have, I don't know how much, like we can definitely get even more. We have 400 berserking damage. This is, we're gonna snapshot this with our board. So now we would open the key, we would go in, and we're doing the element snapshot at the same time, right? So you notice here, boom, we're switching back. And now we're having both snapshots. We are having the Blood Rage snapshot, and we are having the element snapshot. So what actually happened to me, guys, because this obviously is a very, like it affects your damage by a lot, and now it affects it positively. But what happened for me was, I had this aspect here in all my runs, in my 25 clears, like in my Barb rank 1s and everything, I had a mace here that we used to snapshot the elements. And this one, previously, in all my clears, did not have berserking damage. So this snapshot can impact you positively, but it can also impact you negatively. And it impacted all my clears negatively. Because what I did, before I knew about this, was going in with, this one didn't have berserking, I just rolled it now, it had like close damage or something. I was going in without berserking. So I basically snapshot a bad version. I did snapshot a bad version of Blood Rage, and I was losing 42 berserking damage. Even though I had it on my mace that I was actually playing with, but it doesn't work, right? Because it's snapshotted. So it snapshotted me, it snapshotted us in a negative way, and in all my clears, I was actually losing 10% damage. So not only am I gaining, are you guys gaining 25, like I'm actually gonna gain like 35 damage. Because again, I was just using a non-berserking element aspect. And I think many of you may have done the same thing. Like they just lost a lot of damage because this snapshot impacted you negatively, right? Again, guys, I think snapshotting is not healthy for the game at all, and I think they should change it. I've made many videos about this, but for now it is in the game, and Sorcs are basically switching their entire builds, and Barb, now you are changing like 4 or 5 items as well. And I think time continues and they don't change this, this is gonna get more and more out of hand, because what you can also do now, and I did this to a degree, you can snapshot your ire, you can snapshot all your berserking, all your damage while berserking nodes. So you can go in, like right now I have all this berserking stuff, so I could go in with all these berserking nodes, go in, and then I change my items. So here we go, we're gonna get the snapshot active here again, boom, 818. And now what I can also do is just get rid of my berserking nodes, you know, and put them back here into my Warbringer. Obviously, this is like a bit more minor, but if you're fast and, I don't know, you take like 10 seconds to also snapshot half your Paragon boards, it's gonna be pretty beneficial to you. So for now, this actually means I think we can get some crazy amount of a DPS now overall with all these snapshot methods. I think we've actually been reaching over like 4 million damage. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get there again now. But yeah, it was definitely going pretty insane. You can see, like we reached like 3 point something. I think we have a video here. I'm probably gonna put it in the intro where we actually reach like about 4 million here. And it was just going insane, like with this snapshot method. But yeah, we actually reached here 4.3 million attack power. Obviously this is snapshot, but it still gets pretty crazy. And yeah, the all damage also gets completely ridiculous, right? If you're watching this with snapshots, like my all damage, it's like 6k right now. And we're putting all this, and it goes to like 15,000 all damage, which is completely ridiculous. I also did make a planner that I'm also going to put in the description here. It's the Hoda snapshot planner, so this has like all the stuff. You can use your task helm to snapshot, the elements aspect, accelerating if you want. But yeah, just like the important thing is that you have as high as berserking damage as possible on all of these. Like you want 42 or like something, you know, 40, 41, 42, something like this. And that is very beneficial. So I'm going to put that in the description. And yeah, there is probably a lot of potential on all the other classes to do the Paragon snapshots as well. I'm not sure if any class is doing this right now, but on the Sorc here, Frigid Fate comes to mind. So you stack all your cold damage and you get the 1.3 multiplier, and then you take off the cold damage, getting something else, right? On the Druids here, I'm pretty sure you can snapshot the Earthen Destivation. So this works very similar, right? Like you get more multiplicative damage for all the enemies, for all your crowd controlled rolls. So you just get crowd controlled on all your gear, you go in the dungeon, you have the Earthen Devastation snapshot, and then you take it off, and you take something else, like crit damage, or vulnerable damage, or something else. On the Rogue, I'm not sure, it might work here with the close quarters, I haven't tested this, but this is also a potential versus crowd control bonus, like this could also maybe be snapshotted. Again, maybe you guys can test it or let me know in the comments. And yeah, I think there's like something like this on basically all the classes. Like you just have to find like these kind of generic multipliers that then persist from the highest value when you go in. So yeah, right now my bonus is not 81%, it's actually like 107 or whatever it was, giving me an extra 15-20% damage depending on your gear. So yeah, the snapshotting and item switches, guys, in Diablo 4's endgame, I think is a problem. Obviously, players are going to use this as long as this is in the game. I really think they should lock all this stuff. And again, we had this kind of learning experience in Diablo 3 already, where when the Greater Rifts came out, we could also, gear swap, we could switch our paragons, we could switch our skills. I think the sorcerers are taking this to the extreme, like they are like literally changing their key passives, they are changing half their build basically when they are fighting the hardest, the Bloodseeker Guardians on the hardest tiers. So yeah, it gets pretty insane, the way they're doing it over there. And yeah, we'll see how crazy. You saw that 4 million attack power. And it gets pretty crazy. And it will get even more, guys, because as time continues and people are playing Abattoir of Zir in the high end more and more, there will be more snapshots that come to light. And yeah, I will not be surprised if we see like characters like the Sorc switch literally their entire build on the Bloodseekers or on certain things. And I think it's a problem that hopefully we can get addressed in the future, because guys, it's already like end of this year, guys, and we're gonna get leaderboards, in-game leaderboards in 1, 2, 3, less than 4 weeks, guys. We have leaderboards, so I really hope we're gonna have some, I don't know, testing server, or they're gonna check this out and maybe don't allow item, skill, and paragon switches in the hardest content. But either way, guys, just wanted to make this update video. Hope you have an awesome day. I wish you a great rest of the year. I'll see you soon.
Could you put all these snapshots on YouTube too, please?
Yeah, coming up right on YouTube. Let's go. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.